7th, 2026. It is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, or about 5 minutes before 8, because I came on early so that people can get notifications so that the chat has started. So I'm going to wait for that to happen. So bear with me. Put that over here. Hi, Delilah. I'm gonna hit that. So I could not schedule this live. For some reason, they're not allowing me on my iPads to turn the screen if I schedule it, so that I can have the chat moderated. So the chat's also not moderated tonight. So hopefully the chat moderators can be reading to make sure that none of our funny people are having fun in the comment section. I would really, really appreciate it. I don't know why I have rebooted both of my devices, but whenever I schedule a live, it doesn't give me the option to turn the screen horizontally. But if I just come in here and go live, then it does, which is sad because I can't let you know hours ahead of time that I'm going to be live. So there's various cons to doing it this way, because at least before you could come in here early, so you can now only come in once you receive your notifications. And we all know how sometimes people get notifications and sometimes people don't. So you're going to have to remember that Teaquilts is live on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. For 1 hour, and then also on Saturdays live for 2 hours for live sew-in chat, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I just want people to understand what's going on and why you couldn't get in early. All right, so in the chat tonight is Delilah, sorry, and Photo Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Thought about you today. I said I'm going to leave him alone. Quilt Gal's here. Remo JS. Hey, Remo. Also reminding people to hit the thumbs up button. So thank you so much. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, I got 43 people and I've got 15 thumbs up. So hit the thumbs up button, people. And I do understand some people are watching on television and you can hit the thumbs up on the television. You just can't chat. So hit the thumbs up button. There's no excuse. Brenda Perkins is here. Deborah Sims Brown. Vivian Calvey. Leetta Bryan. She's in here early today. Oh, Darcy Savali's here. Hey, Darcy. She says, hi, Tea and Quilters. Give Tea a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and hit the bell for notifications. We're live here again Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for 1 hour, and then 2 hours on Saturday for live sew-in chat. And we're here from 8 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. So just write those down and know, when I'm live, because at the rate I'm going, I'm not going to be able to turn this screen. We already got it backwards, and now they won't let me record only vertically if I schedule it. So I don't know what's up with that. I think they're just punishing me for not using a streaming service. I think I said Brenda Perkins was in here. Oh my God. As soon as I come up with something I don't want somebody to see, they in the chat. Hey, Jason. I was trying to do a surprise. I was going to show you something later. And he in here talking about, hey, y'all. What are you doing in here? You should be tired. Quilted Nana's here. And Judy Smith. Claudette Hall. Melinda C. Shelley S5. Donette Branson. Wanda Jamerson. I said Sue GSD. I think. No, maybe I missed Sue GSD because I don't remember reading that. So let's go back because maybe it's not showing me all the messages again. Okay. Hey, Teaquilters. 129 days into the absolute best retreat ever. Almost missed you. She's about to go to sleep. And also, Darcy is letting you know to join us over on Facebook, Teaquilts LLC. Make sure that you answer the 4 questions so that you can gain admission. So that's what happened. I skipped some stuff. All right. Bonita Nance is here. And Sue is also saying that the weather is messing with her sinuses. I'm in the same boat. Yesterday we had 80 degrees, didn't need a coat on. And today it was 49 degrees. Okay. Go figure. And it was like, it had rained yesterday, so it was like overcast and like cloudy or fog like conditions, that type of thing. So yeah, uniquely done. Linda Gray is here. Betsy Layton's here. Welcome, welcome. Sandy Agra. Hey, Sandy. Welcome to the live chat. Gerlene Butler's here. Sheila Willis. And Michelle the Quilter. I think that's it. So, yeah. See, since Wednesday, a lot has been going on. We're in Thursday started, I think it was Thursday, yeah, started the shop hop for the St. Louis metro area. And we have 12 area shops that are doing shop hops. And inadvertently, I was not going to participate in the shop hop. I haven't done it in eons of years. And I still ain't committed to going to all of them, but I had to go to a quilt shop. I hadn't even committed to going to any until I needed to go to the quilt shop. And Thursday, I kind of was like, I'm not going to do it. I need one item. I need some webbing for a bag, and I'm going to show you the bag later. And I had ordered some, but they were saying it wasn't going to come until Saturday. And I'm like, you got all day Friday that you can work on this bag. So Thursday, I went shop, went to the store, went to Also Personal in Collinsville with Jason. That's why I was like, he ain't supposed to be on here. And so then I ended up doing the shop hop. Well, since I was in the store. So I got the item that I needed, bought some stuff I didn't need, and then I'm going to show you all what I got. And then I went to, since I was in that area, and the next shop was only like 4 to 6 miles from the one store. So I was like, you may as well go to the other one, go to the next one since it's this close. I can't remember how close it was. So I went to Jackman's in Illinois in Fairview Heights. There is for those that come to the Teaquilts retreat, there is 2 Jackman's. One is in Fairview Heights, Illinois, and the other is on Lindbergh, which is the one we normally go to. But from my house, I'm closer to shopping in Illinois, although I don't like shopping in Illinois because the taxes are always higher than Missouri. I went to that one, and then I ended up going to another store after that, Warm and Cozy, because it was close too. Well, it wasn't close. I ended up an hour away from home, okay? And so then once I got to the hour away from home, I'm like, girl, we going home. So I come on back home. But I ended up going to 2 stores today. I haven't decided if I'm going to do all, I think it's 12 stores. I haven't counted them. I think it's 12. I haven't decided if I'm going to do all of them or not yet. So I'm still on the fence. But I decided that I could at least get 2 knocked out today when I was out delivering quilt orders that I had to deliver. I had done some quilting and I was out delivering stuff. So I was like, well, I wasn't in the neighborhood, but I was on the road. Okay. You know how it is. We make excuses and do what we want to do, right? So let's see who else has come in just to make sure. Janet McCarroll, Those Savvy Designs. That Sean is here as well. Welcome to the chat. Quilting Cynthia is here. And Betsy also says she went to 7 shops on Thursday and 1 on Friday. Excuse me. I'm wondering if I can give my husband. I left my drink in the refrigerator. I always seem to get the busiest right before it's time for me to go live. Okay, I'm gonna do a whole lot of talking because I can, because it's my channel, I guess. Hey, Ben, can you get my drink off of the door in the freezer part of the refrigerator? My water bottle. It's on the door towards the bottom. It's just been a whole lot going on, and a whole lot of good stuff too. But I just got a whole lot to say today. All right, let's talk about my Poppins bag. People are calling it Mary Poppins bag, I guess, because it's so big. But it's the Poppins bag. I do have kits for those if you want to get it. I am making kits to originally sell at Quilted Knit when they come here to St. Louis. I've already registered to be a vendor. And do you know, today we were celebrating birthdays in the family today. So I just came home a little bit ago. I had to leave because we don't start till like 3 to 4. And I had to leave because I have live on Saturday. So I haven't been home long. But I took all of my bags because I now have 3 bags I've made. I've made the improv bag, the one that you put your wrist, it sits off your wrist. I made the Poppins bag, and I'm also working on my duffel bag. Now my duffel bag isn't finished, but I took it anyway because I'm like, they need to see these things that I'm making. And so somebody's, they all in the room asking how much does it cost. So I'm starting out with, okay, supplies on this was like $70 without even having any fabric, because you need to pick that out yourself. Well, fabric and zipper. I didn't even think about zipper. And I said, just estimate $100 in supplies. I said, I probably wouldn't sell this bag for no more than $400 to $500. And of course, I knocked half the room out of the interest party, but my cousin, who likes nice things, she was still looking, but I think she wanted me to, give it to her, but I'm not doing that. And then, do you know, I was sitting there and all of a sudden I get a ding and I got a CashApp and somebody has purchased my Poppins bag. Now, I'm not even sure that I want to part with that bag because I really love that bag. I said, I'm I need this bag as a demo because it's the prototype for me to sell at Quilt Stitch Knit, right? So, yeah. I said, so I can't give you this bag today, okay? And then she was like, okay. And then I sat there and thought about it. I go, this bag looks more African. She liked the bag. And I'm like, if I offer to make her a bag maybe in her favorite color, maybe I can get my bag back. So I'm going to be making the Poppins bag again. My sister's favorite color is pink. She's the one that I made the lion quilt for. We're both Leos. And I put pink chevron fabric on the back that had nothing to do with the front. The only thing on the front that was pink was the lion's tongue. But pink is her favorite color, so I wanted her to have the option if she just wanted to see pink for the day, she could see pink. So I just, right before I got real distracted because I'm like, this girl has paid for the bag. So I'm going looking for pink fabric, and I don't like any of the fabrics for them to be a standalone fabric for the front of a bag that I'm going to be carrying. So I ended up going on Hancock's of Paducah site. They had some batik that was pink. I ended up ordering that, and then I ordered also a teal so I can have fabrics to use for the inside pockets and the accent. So I ended up going to Hancock's of Paducah to order her some fabric, and I got a gazillion pieces of pink fabric here, but nothing that I wanted to, if somebody has already paid for a bag, I don't want to just use any fabric because it's pink. You know, I want it to be pretty in pink. So the fabric I found on Hancock's of Paducah. And the only reason I did that, and I am on the shop hop, but I don't want to spend $13 for a yard of fabric, right? So I went on Hancock's and they had the fabric for $6.99 a yard. And then I ordered that, and I needed some stuff for retreat gifts. So I ended up ordering that. So I spent like $120 something for the fabrics that I need. And then I also got 9 retreat gifts. So I'm really happy. I'm happy with that amount. So yeah. I bought way more fabric than I needed because I'm thinking maybe I might make the bag in pink and then make a reverse version of the same bag. So I might do 2 bags at one time. That's why I bought more. And I'm going to try to figure out how I can quilt these bags and then leave out the part where I need to do the connection and just quilt the connection. I'm going to try to see if I can quilt because this bag is not made for quilting on the long arm, but I'm going to end up finding a way to quilt this on the long arm because I think it's ridiculous that I had to do all that stitching here on this sewing machine when I could have just put that stuff on the long arm. So I'm going to be figuring all of that type of stuff out. But yeah, so I sewed a Poppins bag, and I was just trying to throw people off. I didn't want to discuss what I would make a bag and sell it for, because everybody wants you to sell something for cheap. And then somebody in the room actually bought it, but only one somebody. And it was so funny because when she bought it, my sister bought it. And at first people in the room talking about, we over here trying to figure out how we can ante up and get this bag, and we just gonna share it. And my sister bought the bag, and then she goes, okay, now I'm renting out the bag. So they are just hilarious. So Betsy says there is 12 stores. She went to 7 of them, 8 total right now. And then the funny thing is, it used to be the St. Louis Metropolitan Shop Hop, which was like, for the most part, I'd say like 30, 40 miles outside of St. Louis. Now they got us going all the way to Bonne Terre and Sullivan. And I'm like, that is not Metropolitan St. Louis, okay? I'm just saying. So that's why I'm not sure if I'm going to do them all. And I'm sure those are I know there's 2 in Bonne Terre and 1 in Sullivan. That's probably what Betsy is missing. So, let's see. Kevin says, T, I'm cutting up a storm here tonight, so we'll be mainly listening. Connie Olsen is here. Hey, Connie. Welcome to the chat. Minnie Doula's here. And Jason's talking about the Shop Hop Doer stores are open on Sunday and Monday. And I gotta go somewhere tomorrow. And I'm not sure if I can actually shop hop tomorrow because I have to also have Scrap Quilting Club via Zoom is tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, because that's the second Saturday, because today is the 7th. So yeah, so I'll meet with them tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Always the same link and password. Hi, Zandra Odom. Welcome to the chat. Hi, Kim R. And Yolanda Riza. Okay, so I've talked about selling a bag. I had even pulled out this pink, and I like it, but I'm scared I'm not gonna have enough. I like this pink. It could be a standalone bag. When you got somebody that like pink, I ended up getting a batik that was pink, and it got some orange in it, and it might have a little bit of purple, but she wants more of a pink with a blue accent, like teal or medium blue. So I ordered the same print in pink and blue, and probably ain't gonna show up real good if I'm trying to show you on my phone, but I did order. But I'm gonna put this back on my shelf. But I had originally taken this out, and then I was looking at it and realized that it's in 2 separate pieces, or it looks like it's in 2 separate pieces, because it's wrapped inside on one part, and then I got raw edges on the outside of another part. So it just looks like it's 2 different things. So let me show you what I got from the store. I just broke the handle. All right. What I went to the store for, I don't even have any more of it. I got the ribbon. I went to buy webbing that I'm using in the duffel bag that I'm going to be showing you in a minute. And it was so funny because I had all of my pieces cut. I had it all, well, I had my panels quilted. I had the pieces all cut. And then the first sew step is making the handle with the webbing. And I'm like, I don't know. So then you start skipping a whole lot because it was a whole lot of parts to using the webbing that was scattered throughout. And then you look up and you've been done something or put something on before you should have put something on. So that's why I went to the store. So yeah, it's the patchwork duffel's bag problem. The reason why I am out of all this money now, because I've been shopping. All right. So I got the 5 yards of webbing, and they put this nice ribbon on it, which I thought was really cute. Also personal ribbon. I really like that. So I kept that up here so I could tell you all, because I thought that was a nice touch. Other than me, I'm so cheap. I'm very resourceful, and I use the salvage edges and tie things up with. But I thought this was really cute, so I thought I'd share that. So then in there, they had, at Also Personal, they had 20% off wide back. So I ended up just getting 1 wide back. I think the wide backs were $22 a yard originally. And then you end up spending, I'm just going to guess and say $17 to $18 a yard on sale. But I just got this pretty purple. Isn't it pretty? So yeah. Got that. 3 yards, I think I bought. And then I went back on the cave wall, and I guess I could have made my sister's bag out of this, but even though I purchased this because it was bright to use in my stuff, I think I got like 3, whatever was left, because I was only trying to pay $5. Right now they got all their cave $8 per yard, but if you empty the boat, then you can get it for cheaper. They had some stuff that was prettier. This is the cave fans, but I don't want to empty off 8 to 10 yards of fabric just to get it at $5 a yard. And I'm not going to buy it a yard. I only bought a yard of a stripe or something that I wanted last time at $8. So I'm a girl all for the discounts and the deals, okay? So I got this. I can't remember how much was on here, but I got it. And then I got the webbing, and that's what I got from Also Personal. And then I don't think I have it in here. Let's see if I can find any of it. I don't have Also Personals. Hold on. For some reason, I don't have their block, but it's the shoe fly block. They also are giving everybody a block, and I just don't have it here. So then the next store I go to is Jackman's, and then I meet one of my Teaquilts, somebody that knows me from YouTube that I've met. It's funny how I live in this community, and I'm in Illinois. I say this community, but the quilt community here, this part of Illinois, that touches St. Louis and St. Louis. I go to other states, and if something is 15 minutes away, I hear people saying that's too far. I'm not going across town. I'm not doing that. We're here in St. Louis area. We will go 45 minutes. I was an hour away from home today, okay? I'm just telling you that if we want to do something, we get up and we go do it. We don't care about how much gas we gonna burn, what the mileage is, how much time it's gonna take. We go to the store that we want to go to. So if you got a store that somebody doesn't like, then we would go out of our way to go to a different store. Can I help you?
What are y'all doing?
I'm live.
Oh, sorry.
Bye. I mean, I just left this child. She talking about, what are y'all doing? I'm live. I don't know what my husband is doing, but I'm live. It's like, I'm assuming my husband's watching. So yeah. So anyway, I got all kinds of papers in here. But anyway, I go to the next store, which was Jackman's in Fairview Heights, Illinois. And I walked in the store talking to the girl. The girl knows me from YouTube. And she never did tell me her name. I told her, I said, tell me your name again. And she never did tell me, I don't think. But anyway, because, you know, quilters, we get to talking and lose track of what's going on. She was trying to look in her phone to show me a picture that we had taken in, hi Paula S., that we had taken in Paducah, because she sees me. It's weird how I can be at home or be in my area and don't see anybody and go out of town and see everybody from here. So it's kind of weird that way. But she was trying to show me a picture, but she had already done a phone dump, which I need to do because it keeps telling me I need to get rid of pictures. But I got to talking. But I did let her know as I'm walking in, because I said, I ain't finna buy no fabric at retail price. So I go straight to the sale table. And the sale table is a little different, Teaquilters, this year. They used to have like $5.99 fabric and then $7.99 fabric. Well, it's all $7.99. So it's all $8 fabric now. There is no two categories, and all the fabric is one price now. So I go in there and I pick up this fabric because I really don't need any more fabric unless I'm about to use it. And then I find this fabric on the table, and it says Sue Penn, and I'm like, Sue Penn, she don't move to Moda? And then I go, Sue Penn normally does, like, I don't want to say it's kind of like childish flowers, but they were not like realistic flowers either. And I'm like, this print is hers? This is weird. So I go, okay, I'll get some of this. And it also reminded me of something that could have been Afrocentric, because remember, I just made the Poppins bag out of fabric that looks like it's African fabric. It looks like an African Ankara, but it isn't. But it can definitely be an African looking print. And I thought this looked like that too. Of course, I get to the cutting table and they telling me that this fabric is not on sale. And I'm like, I didn't even look on any of your other shelves. So, okay. And she had already cut it. And she was telling me that my because I got 3 yards. And she told me my total was $50-something. And I'm in my head, I'm like, what else did I get? Did I get anything else? And then I go, is the fabric $8 a yard? And she goes, no, it's $12.99 or $13.99 or whatever fancy number she was telling me. Because I had already told this girl I ain't buying nothing at regular price. So, of course, I explained to her this other lady that worked there was my witness that I didn't even touch any other table. So it's not like I went and got a bolt and said it came from that table. I didn't even go to any other fabric stands. I went to their sale areas for patterns and notions. And then I went to the fabric section where they had the sales tables. And then I walked the notions wall just looking to see if it was anything I needed just in case. Okay. They ended up giving it to me, but said they'll give it to me this time. I'm like, okay, because this is going to be the only time, because I'm not going to buy it. I wouldn't buy it if you're not going to give it to me. Like, you can't make me buy something that I haven't bought yet. So you can do what you want. But this time, I got this fabric, okay? And then this, I got here is Oh So Personal's block. It came up. It was wrapped into this fabric. It's like the shoe fly block right here. So they're all giving out instructions for a block to make a sampler quilt. Okay, and then Jackman's gave out this block in Illinois, the Illinois store, because again, we have a store in Missouri. All right, so that's 2 blocks. This is the Supian fabric, and I had not seen this fabric line by her. It's called Glow, the Spirit to Create, and it's got like Free Spirit fabrics on here. I don't know if they put the Spirit to Create on all of it, but this just reminds me of something that could be ethnic, and it's not. And it, you know, and that's the only reason, because like I said, I don't need any fabric. It's gonna have to be really pretty and on sale for me to buy some fabric, or I need to have it right now. I don't mind paying $13, $14, whatever it costs per yard for fabric, if I need it right now and I'm going to use it right now. If I'm going to put it on my shelf and not use it for another 7 to 10, 20 years, some stuff I probably got, then I don't need to be paying regular price for that. I need a deal, okay? And I know that I like Free Spirits fabric, so I just said, okay, let's go ahead and get that. So I think this is going to make a pretty bag of something. I don't know what, but I thought, because that's where my head is right now, so that's what I'm kind of looking at. So that was $8 a yard. Then I went to Warm and Cozy, which is in Columbia, Illinois. And I really walked around a lot trying to figure out what to get in there. And their block was this one. And because, again, I didn't see sale fabric, or if it was on sale, I didn't like it because I'm real picky about fabric too. And you can have like 4 tables of sale fabric, and I'm still picky about the fabric and still will walk away with nothing. But so what I ended up getting was, when I make quilts sometimes for people, they always come contacting me later saying, how do I wash this quilt? And I got some labels that here, and I bought this because it remind me that I can buy this type of stuff to sell at Quilt Stitch Knit, okay? Because I could have just went straight into Checkers and put this into Checker and ordered it and didn't buy it. But again, I'm on a shop hop and I'm trying to support every shop or buy something if I go in there. So wash cold, dry low, love forever. I thought that was really cool. These are $10 for 8 labels, but I thought it was cool. And another thing, you know, I make most of my labels embroidered, and it's like, you know, the text to make this and put it in there, it's just going to be so much longer for me to embroider that out. This is something that I can just take and stitch right into my label, right on top of the label too. Once it's done, just find a spot and put it there, or stick it on the edge of the label as I'm putting down the other part of the label, and just let it stick out a little bit, or on the edge of the back binding or something like that. But it can be put somewhere so that people know how to take care of their quilt. Jason talking about you bought this soup pen for me. No, I have a joke I want you to see. So you stay up in here, Jason. So I bought that for $10. And then I also purchased, let me see if they gave me the discount that they said. Nope. See, I don't like when people, like on their thing, they on the shop hop thing, it says, okay, Warm and Cozy. See, this is where I get in trouble on YouTube, because I tell the truth. Okay, she knew that I was shop hopping because I came in. She immediately gave me this ruler, which was really nice, got their store name on it. You know, the 2 by 6.5. A lot of people have that. And then on here it says 20. Oh, not this store. It's another one. I'm sorry. My bad. It says $20 off your purchase of $100 or more. So I definitely didn't spend $100. Sorry, Warm and Cozy. I ended up buying this too. It's all by Sarah's Heart. This is a luggage tag. It just says off to a retreat, and I thought this would be cute. I'm about to put, because I got my Janome 9850. I have to remember what it is because, you know, I don't see it that often. I want to put another tag on it a tag on it because it doesn't have anything, because I had a tag. I had this on my Bernina, and I don't have any more made. But I like to put something on my machine so that you know it's my machine. In the event that it gets left or an emergency happens where I'm taken to the hospital and the machine's still there, it just gives somebody information on how to, you know, who it belongs to, you know. So that was $10 too, $9.99. All right, so I spent $20 at that store. Trying to make sure I got everything. Okay. Oh, from another thing that happened when I was in Oh So Personal. Thank you, Jason, for orchestrating getting me another bobbin case. I will try this out, but I won't be trying it out tonight because I'm sewing on something thick. So I'm just going to take this and put it in a safe spot in the Bernina drawer. All right, so that's put up. All right, I'm going to leave. I don't know what I'm leaving out. I know I can put this stuff up. So that was yesterday's shop hopping with these 3 patterns. And then I went today to 2 stores. I went first to the Quilted Cow, which I also have taken Teaquilts to. And the Quilted Cow. Right here is their block. Right here is card trick. Yep. Card trick block. So I got that. Let me get my bag back and put this. I'm trying to keep all these papers together. I walked around for a bit. We are gonna go take the retreat back there. I did let her know that we came there last year. She remembered us from coming there last year. And I did tell her that we're coming in July, so she won't think that we missed her because we went and came in June last time. So she was okay with us coming back. And I did thank her for making little treat bags that she gave to everybody. I thought that was really nice. So I ended up buying, it was up here. Here it is. I covered it up. I'm just trying to buy something at this point. So I had already had this pattern called Workfolio. You can't see it much. I should have taken a picture of the one they had, but I didn't. Because I don't think I saw it up there. I think they had other ones that were up there, but they didn't have this one made. So I ended up getting that. And then I'm thinking I'm going to get out of here. This pattern was $8. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get out of here and just spend $8. After all, I'm bringing her a retreat full of people, so I don't feel guilty at all about not spending any more money. I'm about to walk out of here without anything anyway, you know, but then I found that, so I ended up getting it. And I had almost made it out the store and saw this t-shirt. Now, some of you all may be offended, but the Quilted Cow is where I was shopping. So keep that in mind. Quilted Cow, C-O-W, okay? All right, and I have a date this month, and so I thought this would be the perfect shirt to wear. So Jason, here we go. All right, now I know you all probably can't read it, so I'll pull it back and read it, but I want you all to see it up there first. But it says, "Get in here, heifer. It's time for Quilt Bingo at the Quilted Cow St. Peter's." So Jason and I are going to bingo. We're going to start back going to bingo, or try to, because both of us are so busy. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. But, you know, we do. I don't know if we enjoy bingo as much as we enjoy the people at bingo. But we still try to win. We only won one time. But, yeah, I thought this was pretty funny. And I started to buy Jason a shirt, too. But I said, I'm not going to see him, and I don't know if he'll wear it. And the funny thing is, on Sundays, it's a Christian organization that runs it. So I'm hoping that they can see the humor of the shirt, because, like I said, it's a heifer, it's a cow, okay? It's got a cow peeking out. Let me show you again. So a heifer is a cow that's, I guess, less than 2 cycles old. I guess if you can say, I don't know how they cycle, so I'm gonna say less than 2 cycles old. That means that they have not had any cows or babies. Okay. um and you can't touch that popcorn. Right. Jason, what is he saying? It was so dang fun. Right. The people at bingo are hilarious. I think we have some people that they have such juju issues that they don't want anybody sitting at the tables with them. They don't want to talk to anybody. They don't want you touching any of the items. They come in, one person has a table and take the whole table and have rolling suitcases that they're bringing in with all of these little novelty things that they're setting up on the table. It is hilarious and ridiculous at the same time. And that's why I guess Jason and I enjoy going to bingo. And we haven't been in a long time. The last time we went, it's Kim's fault. It's Kim R. fault. We had Kim was going to come join us. And you can still come join us too, Kim. I don't know if Jason's told you about it, but it's a lot going on. We just figured this out. But we get Kim to meet us. And do you know all 3 of us show up? 3 cars. Because we're all in different areas. And the place was closed just out the blue. Just picked this random day to be closed. And it wasn't even posted on their website or anything like that. Because it was just funny, okay? So then we out here trying to find something to eat. It's kind of like a rural area, but it's close enough to major cities. But we couldn't find hardly anything to eat. We ended up at Applebee's because we pulled up to some spots and we was like, I don't know about going in there, you know. But yeah, so that's what had happened. So then the last store I went to, because I did 5, it's also personal again, but this is the store that we do take the retreaters to in O'Fallon, Illinois. And then this is their block here, just showing you. And put this in the bag. We don't want to lose any papers. And I wasn't buying nothing in those so personal because I'm like, Jason done took all my money across town, right? So I'm walking around trying to make sure that they didn't have anything. They did have some boutiques that were like $7 a yard, but I didn't know I needed pink boutiques at that point. And so I didn't buy it, of course, because I didn't know I needed it. And then I said, I really don't want no boutique fabrics. And then I was walking past a sales table or something, and they had this kit in there. Now, this is not my fabric, not my choices and all of that. But I'm like, you know, I have Teaquilts retreats. I need various gifts for different things. So I ended up buying this kit. This kit was $56.84. But it was marked half off. You know, like, it's half off. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up buying this kit. Let me show you the other side so you can kind of see the fabrics. And it's kind of like this vase print almost. Can you see it? And then you cut it so that the vases are upright in this pattern. So I thought then this wasn't bad for like, say 25 is 50. So $28. I didn't think that was bad for a whole entire kit. And I don't know, like, at times, you know, I need certain things and don't know I need them. And then it'll just be nice to have something on hand. And even though I don't like these particular fabrics because they're not bright, I think I would like this made up because I like all the fabrics in here. But I decided if I need something, then I have it. If I decide to sew it, then I'll have it too. But I'm hoping that I can use this as a gift if I need, because I never know what's going to happen at retreat. And then also personal, I always get you at checkout because they have a little bin that's $9 fabric. It's like their last yard cut of fabric on the boat. So they'll cut and put whatever's left, like a yard to a little over a yard. And yeah, they had this grunge, and I know I don't have this blue grunge. You're not gonna be able to see it. You know, grunge don't have no identifying information on it, if I can recall. And I'm not gonna open it. And it's got the Also Personal ribbon on there again. Well, look at that. So yeah, I thought that was this was my little mini haul from 5 stores, plus the 5 yards of webbing, because the webbing has been used. Okay. So let me show you what I've been working on. I know a lot of y'all coming in here, I have not read this stuff. Let's see. And Jason saying it's so crazy about the bingo, right? It's like, it's so funny that it's ridiculous. And if you got any type of sense of humor like me, Kevin, and Jason, you're going to be cracking up the entire time. And it's sometimes that we can't like laugh out loud and we're like cutting eyes and everything else. Because if you make too much noise, they'll complain. These people or something else. Like Jason and I really can't talk because if you talk too much, they'll tell you to be quiet, shush you, or call one of the people over to tell them. It's hilarious, okay? So we go in already knowing that we're about to be entertained, okay? Hi, June Hanson. Welcome to the chat. But yeah, so I am in the process of working on, well, it's sort of kind of done, but it's not. The first thing that they told me to make on this was this handle that has webbing inside. It's an adjustable handle, and it has webbing inside that you cover. Now, you don't have to cover your webbing. If you've got some decorative webbing, something pretty you want to show, you can most definitely do that. But I like to do the patterns, especially the first time in what they're recommending. And I do like it covered with fabric. And then sometimes you can't find the exact shade of something that you want, but that matches your fabric. So then you just go ahead and use your fabric to make your handle. So I really kind of like covering it with this. My only thing is my pull, normally you have the pulls to pull elastic through and stuff like that. I had a difficult time using my bodkin. It kept coming off. It was so long to travel through. This is what you see here. And then from where the buckle is in the middle to this hand over here, because I can't tell you left or right because the screen's backwards, it's doubled right there. This is very, very long, okay? And so it was a long way to pull through all that I needed to pull through. That's my only concern, is trying to figure out, I might need to buy something from the sasher lady and maybe hook it into that and see if I can pull that through here, something a little bit more substantial than a big pin. I tried one pin, the pin kept opening. I go, maybe I need to get like a diaper pin or something that's a little bit more substantial. But it took a while to get this through here. Now, the lady that wrote this pattern, I'm not getting on her, but she did a sew along, and it was in 3 or 4 parts. And every time she came to the sew along, she had various different things, half done, almost done. She really didn't show you any technique for the things that are complicated. She just says use a pen. Well, you sitting there a long time. Don't let instructions make you think that something's going to take a minute or two. It took a while, okay, to make these and pull that stuff through this and this. And on the sides, I got pins because I'm trying to hold my D-rings up so that they don't fall down, because I got to flip this bag and sew the side panel. So I just wanted to show it to you before I flip it. And I have to do some work because I sewed it, but something told me, because it's so thick, something told me, girl, turn this bag right side out before you sew this binding down to make sure that everything is caught. And it's not caught. It's not caught in the corner curve. So I'm going to go back, re-sew this again with you all. And then I'm going to go deep into the corners to make sure that I catch everything. But I just decided, instead of making patchwork or anything like that, because I was making, and I still am going to do it, but I need to be quickly making some prototypes for me to take to Quilt Stitch Knit. And I'm like, just make it, because my goal is to sell African fabric and then have stuff that I have patterns for that people can then purchase kits to make. So I'm going to be making a kit for all the hardware that's needed on here, because it's a lot. It's 2 D-rings, 2 swivel hooks, an adjuster thing, the webbing. So I'm planning to have all in a zipper. I'm going to be selling individual zippers. But anyway, I wanted to show you this bag. I had this African fabric, and I pre-quilted it to the same fabric that's my handles is on the inside. I'm going to be turning it inside out in a minute, but you can see my quilting right there. I did that on the long arm, so it was a lot easier than doing the Poppins bag when it came time for quilting, okay? So it's very big. They do have, I found that they have another bag, a smaller duffel bag as well, but this is the big one. And yeah, I don't know yet what I would sell this at. The problem with making anything with foam is that foam is so expensive. I ended up I didn't use Bozo in here. I used Soft and Stable because I didn't need it to be fusible. So I just used Soft and Stable, but it takes a lot. So it has the D-rings here, and then also side pockets. So the side pocket is also from the lining, because I quilted all of this fabric before I even cut anything out. I quilted just fabric, okay? Makes life a lot easier than the Poppins bag. I think I'm gonna have to readjust the Poppins bag instructions, because sister can't be doing what they talking about, okay? So I'm gonna have to connect their side panels and their, when you do the Poppins bag, you have a front center section, you have a left and a right. You have a back center section, and then you have a left and a right. I'm going to combine all of that and quilt it, and then I'm going to cut it out. If you don't do it, if you try to quilt each section, you've got to leave parts of it open so that you can sew it back together. And so if I just make it all one thing, the only problem is I got to figure out how to put a pocket, how to get the pockets on there. I'm going to have to do the pockets different. So, or you don't get any pockets. That's why there's probably no pockets on here. But I'm going to do some research on all of that, because there's got to be a quicker way or a better way. It's still a good way that I can get a pocket on something that's quilted. Because I really don't care if I top stitch a pocket. Say if I top stitch a pocket here onto here, right here, just top stitch, because it's already one piece and it hasn't been quilted in, right? Or I can lay that pocket here before I stitch these handles down and have it extend under. I could do that too. But the Poppins bag is made different. They don't have these type of handles, and I don't have the Poppins bag in here. The handles are attached from here up, and then it goes over back to here, you know, up. So it doesn't have the stuff down around like this. So this bag is made different, that I could add a center pocket if I wanted, but I did not. It does not have any inside pockets. I didn't add any inside pockets. I'm like, just make the pattern and do what you do. So I'm basically just making stuff as a prototype. But yeah, let me turn this out. We're gonna make some adjustments. And I would always recommend making a bag first according to their instructions, and then trying to figure out how to do something else, because now I know what my concerns are, and do I care. Like on the Poppins bag, you got pockets on inside and outside that are connected in the seaming. And then do I care if I don't have pockets on the inside? You know, I got to make some choices if I'm gonna be changing how the pockets are put on there. And it's like, I don't realistically think I need 4 pockets on a bag. I don't think, like on that type of a bag, because mostly I'm putting in large items. I just need somewhere to put my keys, my wallet, and my phone. That's about it. And I think all of that will fit almost in one pocket. So In here, again, I have the By Annie stabilizer. This bag is not as upright as the Poppins bag because it only has one layer of foam, but it's still thick, okay? So I'm gonna turn this wrong side out because I'm gonna have to restitch this. I was working on this and I go, Teajuana, stop right here because I want you all to know, because I've worked on this whole bag, really didn't have any problems. Everything kind of went according to plan. And then I get to this part and I'm like, people need to know that you need to check your seam. And I feel like she doesn't mention enough in the videos. Like I told you all, half of her things are already sold and done. She's doing it on a live. I wish she would have uploaded videos instead of doing it on a live. Now, I've got my mic here. This bag is big and bulky. I'm going to be squishing down, and it might hit the mic a time or two. I'm going to apologize in advance. There's nothing that I can do about that. I don't want these to fall off. Those are my clips I've been using. When I clipped this pocket panel here, you see all of this? I probably had about 50 clips in here, okay? I did not spare the clips. I wanted to make sure I had enough space, but even when I went around, I still am having issues with, everything is not caught. The lining is caught, but the front doesn't look like it's caught. So I'm gonna go around all of these curves. I'm gonna go in really deep, and then I'm going to trim off some of the seam allowance so I still have enough room to make this binding. This binding has to then flip over like this, and then it gets sewed down. So you see that? So yeah, but right now it needs to be this way, and I'm sewing on the binding because I need to, supposedly I was supposed to stitch on the line that I had already stitched on, but that didn't work. So I'm gonna go a little bit deeper, and it's only in the like an inch before the corner I would get everything. So I'm just gonna go around this whole thing again because I don't want to start and stop. May as well just go ahead and do the whole thing. And then when I get to the corners, I'm just gonna go in a little deeper and just pray that I have enough fabric to go around these corners. Thank you everybody saying the bag is beautiful and pretty. I hadn't even seen those, so thank you so much. Minnie says, I seen where you take a straw and a chopstick to flip it with. I'm not talking about flipping the strap. I got a tube turner. What I'm talking about is when I need to put the webbing inside of the strap. What did I do with it? It's right here. This strap. I got webbing inside of this strap. And in order to get that in here, she recommended a big safety pin, but it's so long to go through all of this. One of my safety pins got soft, must have, gotten old, and so it opened up in the middle. And have you ever had a safety pin open up in a tube on you? It's hard enough with elastic, let alone something stiff as webbing, okay? So the first time it happened, I was about 20 inches in. I pulled it out, and then that's when I got my bodkin. But my bodkin kept opening up too. So that, I have a love-hate relationship with a bodkin. How did I end up getting it through there? I think I ended up using the bodkin, and every time it came loose, I just had to push it back in there and push it down. I even tried using a safety pin to lock the bodkin in place, like around the bodkin. That didn't work either. It just came right on out through the safety pin. It didn't even matter. There's got to be a better way. I'm going to do some research because there's got to be a better way of pulling elastic or webbing through a tube without it taking as long as it took, because that was kind of ridiculous. I can flip it pretty fast with the tube turner. Hi, Francis Jackson. Welcome to the chat. Holly Duvall. Remo says, look at Sally. Tomato back patterns. I might have some of those here too. Thank you, Paula, for beautiful bags. Hi, Nina, which is Helena. And I think that's it for right now. So I'm going to go back around this. My sides were all okay. It was the corner. So we're just going to, I want you all to see. You got to press foam down, y'all. And when you get to the corners, it's so funny because when you get to the corners, all of this is standing up and it's all up against the sewing machine. And you just got to do big squashes. So I might disappear a time or two, but I'm still in here. We shall see how this goes. And I wound a blue bobbin. I'm on my second bobbin, I think. Because I think my first one, I'm almost thinking that my first one must not have gotten full all the way or something. So we're going to try this again and try to stitch this around. And then again, I'm going to flip it back out. It takes time, you know, to flip it out. And it takes time. I'm not worried about back stitching because I'm going to be going over it. So you don't have to worry about that part. And yeah. See, I think. See, I got 2 lines of stitching so I can't see. See, I think this corner slipped is what I think. But it doesn't have a hole. It just needs to be stitched a little deeper. So I'm just going to go ahead. Like the underside of it didn't move. Okay. So already I'm coming up to this corner. Got to, you know, it's still straight right now, but I need to be preparing for this corner as it's coming because it's moving on me. Okay. And then I'm going to go out a little further. And this is one corner. I should have put pins in each corner. I guess I could do that for the remaining ones. So I know where I'm at. Well, should have a thread tail back there, hopefully. We should be okay. Yeah, it's you know, it's not easy, but it's doable. And you just gotta sew slow. And now I'm back on my seam that I sewed this down with because I didn't have a problem with the top, the sides. It was just like 2 of my corners on one and 1 of my corners on the other. And I don't have any, I think I'm gonna back up and stop right here because I'm not going over this zipper again. I went over that zipper pretty good. I don't want to do that anymore. And I just sewed really, really slow when I did that part. And so I'm going to skip the zipper part. And I backstitched and everything. So, because I don't remember. Yeah, this corner is open. And I think what I'm going to do is rip it out a little bit. See if I can pull it up. Because it's already open. Yeah, this is the corner that's completely open. And I had 2 or 3 of them that were like that. All right. And I forgot to increase my stitch length because, honey, we are stitching through some thickness right now. All right. So, yeah. So I just took some stitches out. And I'm wondering if the reason why that didn't stitch is because maybe it's a little bigger here, maybe? Like maybe I need to cut some of this out. Hold on. I'm going to take it off. Because I'm almost thinking maybe it's too big right here because you kind of round the corners. And so maybe one corner is rounded more than the other. But I got the binding on that. So let's see if I can pull this up. And instead of using clips, I'm going to put some pins in here that I can pull out right as I get to the pin maybe. So This one is a bad corner. And I think it's just because the corners are not equally rounded. But we're going to make it work some kind of way. Hopefully. So I'm trying to, even if I have a little bit of a tuck, I don't think I will, but just in case. So I'm going to pin what I don't want to move and take it out one stitch before the pin. Because I'm using a thicker pin. These are not my little silk pins. So, yeah, you have to wrestle with this stuff. Foam is thick, but the end result is nice. Okay. So now I'm a little bit from the corner, but I want to start angling out just a little bit so that I know I got everything. I want every corner to be a little deeper than what they intended originally. And then I'll trim it if I need to. I don't want to go more than like an 1/8 because I got to use this binding to close it up. So you can't go really fat. And then it'll get stitched again with the binding when I stitch it down. I think that one's done. Maybe I will just do the 4 corners and call it a day, huh? Because my sides are not really a problem. And just go down a little bit, like an inch or 2. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, and then we can inspect the next corner. Put my hand in here. This corner is actually good. And I need to look at both sides. That corner is good. This corner is, I think it's good. And then this is the other corner, right? And I think it's good. Let's take it, look at this side. Oh, and then I will be, probably not Monday. Well, probably Monday. On Monday, I will start, I will send the invoices out because I got some orders for bag stuff. I just haven't had time to do them. So I just like to check before I start closing stuff up, you know. I think the other corners were fine. I just did 2. I think. Yep, everything here is fine now. So I can turn this corner back out. Hi, Diane McCoy. Send me $1.99. Hi, Diane McCoy. She was saying hi to everybody. I missed that before. I just saw the blue. Connie says, do you turn clocks ahead tonight? I don't know. I don't even pay attention to stuff like that. Isn't that crazy? I need to know that for tomorrow. Especially if I'm losing an hour. Not tomorrow for, yeah, this corner I took out already when I was at my sister's house. So it's ready to go back. But I think now that I'm here and I have an actual seam ripper, I'm going to be a little bit more generous. See, I think some of these, I use a lot of clips, but maybe it was slipping under the clips because maybe the clips weren't strong enough. So I want to just make sure that I've got a good seam allowance here. Okay. And again, I think it's because, like, I should have just rounded a corner instead of using the tool every time. I noticed when I was rounding corners, that some of them were different looking, and I didn't understand why when I'm putting it in the same spot. And I should have just taken whatever I rounded the corner with and took that cutoff piece and just cut off all the corners to that same thing. So I think when the corners were different, it's making it fit in each space a little different. Okay. And this is really thick right here. I need clips. Well, no, I'm using pins. We're done with clips. We're using pins. And I'm going to put these on the outside so I can see it. Because this got moved a lot. This whole corner was almost out, and I took the rest of it out when I was there. But my family really loved the bags. I didn't even take the stuff out of the Poppins bag. It's filled with Poppins supplies because I had them in my quilt gill. I just picked the bag up on my way out the door so I could show it to them. Okay, all of this is up on the same level. I'm going to take this one out. Move it up just a little bit more. And move this one up. And it's just, you know, it's a lot. But it's doable. It's not this one wasn't a bad bag to make. I just wish I had different options for pockets and stuff like that. That's all. But I do know how I can put pockets in the center. Margot said, yes, tonight is the night that we change our clocks forward, so we are losing an hour. I don't ever like this time of the year, but I like the fall when we gain an hour. Had been sick for a couple weeks and just feeling a little better. Miss listening to the live stream. Well, welcome back, Diane. Yes, we officially turn the clocks ahead 1 hour tonight. Officially 2. Yep. You better do it tonight. Who's gonna? Well, I'll be up at 2, but who else is up at 2? Not many. Some. Yeah. And Connie's like me. She's saying, I hate losing sleep. So I got this corner. I see this corner over here needs to be done just from the back side. And this corner is real close, so I'm going to take it out. Uh-oh. This corner looks good. So we got one good corner on here and all 3 of the others. So yeah, that's a good corner. All the others. And like I said, it's going to be in a little bit more when I stitch the binding down, but I don't want to depend on that. What if it moves again or it moves in even further? You know, I don't even catch it in the binding because I'm looking at one side. So I just want to make sure, my stuff don't fall apart. And I want to make sure that, you know, it's made right in case somebody decides to buy it. Like my sister surprising me buying that bag. I'm trying to give them some prices so that I can back them off of my products, you know. I'm just here to show some stuff. I ain't here to sell nothing. Well, that did not work. So I'm going to have to make up another Poppins bag, which I don't mind. All I need, well, I need a lot. You know, you need a lot of supplies, but at least I already got the pattern and I got the stays. You need a lot. Okay, I'm just pulling these pins out right before I get to them. And then I'm going to go down a little further since this was a big corner. And then we're going to look at it while we're here, you know. I don't know. So right here, I need to go in a little bit more. It's almost in. Just a little. It's right where I started. I didn't start back far enough. So I just need to go back and start a little bit further back stitch, and then come off a little bit off of that corner, and then just go over here and end it. Now it's right. And I'm just looking at it from the seam point of view at this point. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, this one was fine. It looks fine. These other two on this side, it's probably fine because I only saw, yeah, it's fine on the inside. But the seam is right along the edge, and I don't like it. So I'm going to take it apart. We're going to make it right so I like it. So yeah, I was going to work on my blocks today, but it's like I need to get this done, and now I can start. I've got this kit, the other bag I don't need to make kits for, because it doesn't have like hardware or anything like that, but I'm planning to make kits and stuff so people can buy what they need for the bag and buy the pattern if they want at the same place at the same time is what I'm trying to do. Okay. All right. How far down? I don't need to go far. Okay. Let me put this up so I don't hurt myself. Sue says that Arizona doesn't change their clocks and she likes it. Yes. Is anyone coming into the STL for the show? Jason's talking about, is anyone planning to come to St. Louis for Quilt Stitch Knit? I just don't feel like they've done enough advertising to get people, because I'm meeting people on the shop hop. I'm telling shop owners about Quilt Stitch Knit. I was like, these people are not on Quilt Festival's mailing list. They're not. I don't like really putting pins in my mouth. They're convenient. It's convenient to do that, but I really don't like it, because what if I swallow it accidentally? Remo is reminding you guys to hit the thumbs up button for me. Thank you, Remo. Okay, I'm trying to make sure that I get these pins in, because pins will not move. This is the one thing I hate about clips, because clips will move, because I had all of this stuff right to the edge clipped. So I don't know what happened when I was stitching this down. You know, you have to take out the clip a little further away than you do with pins. So that's all that I can think happened, is that I just, you know, when I took the clips out, they had to have moved. But I'm putting these pins in here, I'm not going to have that problem. Okay. And I'm just making sure that everything, and where it would most definitely slip would be the corners, which are the most stressful part of the bag. I'm sticking the pins out so I can see them. See the heads, because they can get buried on the inside. Bonita says she was thinking about it, but there aren't any classes she wants to take. They have, if I wasn't being a vendor, I would have taken, I've done, what do you call it? I'm blocking the name of it right now. It's like Southwestern style border pieces. I like that. I've done it in the past, and I have been thinking for a while that I want to do them and haven't done it. And I go, that'd be a good class to take for me to go do that. I don't even know how they got instructors. I don't know any of that stuff, because it just seemed like they did everything at the last minute to me. Do not hit my pen. Just take a few stitches at a time. All right. And then I've got the last one on the bottom that I didn't feel like it was not in. It just looks, it doesn't feel like it's coming apart, but I don't like how it's sitting here because I can see that it's down from the front. This is what I'm correcting. See this? It's got stitched in there, but I don't like it. It's not right, so it's gonna be right. Out it is coming. I can't take it apart on the binding side because I got too many rows of stitching. So I'm gonna have to take it apart on this side because I only got one row of stitching. And I need to go all the way back to here where it started to act a fool when I took those clips off. Trying to get some of it open, and again, it could be because the corners aren't matching, all the roundness of the corners aren't matching, that some worked and some didn't, but we're gonna figure it out. Okay, we got a good little hole here. I can put my seam ripper in. Take this corner, I'm gonna take this whole corner out. Hi, Joe Carmel. How you doing? Joe Carmel Quilts by Carmel. She's getting off work. She the hottest working woman on YouTube. Or quilter, shall I say. All right, now we got to pin this corner, so I'm going to start in the middle, get this part where I want it, and get everything back up, because this is how I pinned it, you know, or clipped it. So maybe pins are better, but it just takes longer to put in, and it takes, you know, a little longer to pull out, but I don't think you have to worry about slippage with pins like you do with clips. And it's got to come all the way down to here, so I need to put a pin where I need to stop and then go past it. Thank you, Kevin. Seminole. Thank you. I haven't used the word in a long time, and I saw it in the brochure. I was like, I should sign up for that, and it's like, girl, you got enough to do without being worried about a class on top of it. And I didn't understand another thing, why they charging a class fee and then you still got to pay another fee for the supplies and stuff. The class fee is not the supplies that you need for the class. It's like you paying a class fee for taking any class, like one fee, a one-time fee for taking any class. And I don't remember them doing that on any other thing, but maybe it's me and I paid it and didn't know. Thank you, Kevin. Love your bag. I'm making mine out of Nantucket summer fabric, and I use vinyl webbing for my straps. I don't know if I've used vinyl webbing. I know that there's a polyester, like polypropylene. That's what I'm using. polypropylene, and then they have like a mixture of cotton and poly, and then they have cotton. I don't think I've seen the vinyl handles. And then I know that you can get decorative stuff from like Tula Pink and stuff like that too. So they do have the option for you to have, if you're using a decorative fabric, that you don't have to do that. So that's cool. All right, let's go about an inch past my pins, or before my pins on this side, I guess. And then we'll go an inch past the pins, because last time I didn't go down far enough. Okay, and I can stitch on the line here because I got it pinned. Okay, I think this is my last corner I gotta do. I've been filling them on the inside as I do them. And since I'm not taking this pin out until it's right at the stitch, nothing is slipping. Stitching out like a champ. See how I have to push this stuff to get it to do? You can make it mind, you know. You just gotta know you can manipulate it. So that's another reason I'm here showing you this, because you go buy this stuff and they make it look super easy, or have half of it already done, and it's like, lady, I'm on the struggle bus over here. Can you come join me, please? So I just wish she would have done live. You know, she did it live, and I wish she would have just uploaded videos for her sew along instead. So, all right. Then I go back and double check it. And look at it on the outside. All four corners now on this side. I looked at the other ones. That's a mighty fine corner you have there. Whoops, I'm past the corner then. Where is the corner? Right here. To find the last corner, it's trying to hide. Okay, so that's fine. All my pieces now are acceptable. I don't want my bag to come up and have a hole. Like what? Where you come from? All right, so now I need to see if I can fold these over. And probably need to clip again. Whole lot of clipping going on. And this would be the time, like when I do my bags and I get ready to do the hand sewing or that final sewing on the binding, I prefer clipping and then just letting them sit. And I'm really not sure, like, what side should I be clipping this, like sewing this on? It's gonna be interesting. But she does it all by machine. Now, I guess you could sew this by hand like you do on a quilt. It's the inside of the bag. I'm hoping it doesn't affect the outside too much. I'm gonna try it. I'll let you know in a minute. Okay. So I'm trying to get everything nice and snug in the binding. And I'm using clips again. Hoping nothing moves. I'm like, I'm gonna sew from the top. Just need a lot of them down there. Okay, why are you... Kevin talking about she works hard for the money. Oh my goodness. This is easier, less steps, I guess, not necessarily easier, but less steps than the Poppins bag, and you don't have to you know, they say you don't have to stitch anything by hand. So I'm thinking when I'm pulling this binding over the seam and then I go and stitch, I'm going to be also stitching the outside one more time. So it should enclose everything more, but I didn't want to take that chance and then I'm missing a spot and I end up, it moved even further when I'm doing this because I can't see what the outside's doing. I did not want to take that chance. So I wanted to make sure all my stuff was enclosed before I went to this step. But I really think I didn't have to do it because I was very close. But we don't take those type of chances over here. I just dropped a clip and thought I caught it, but I didn't. I did not. But I like all the bags that I've made. I think they're all, each pattern is very pretty. I got one more I'm thinking about doing. I opened up them instructions and I go, "Ooh, Lord Jesus, you want me to work way too hard for this." That's what I'm saying. It ain't nothing. It's just, it's the piecing. They want you to piece. And I'm wondering if I should, I did not sew, it's on the inside of the bag. It shouldn't matter. You know, when you connect the two binding pieces, I did not sew the seam. I inserted one into the other because I'm like, it's the inside of a bag. And I wanted to hand sew it all down before I sewed it down by machine, but you know, it's the inside of a bag. It'll be okay. And Joe Carmel says she agreed the videos are very limited. Yep. She could have done better with those videos, yeah. Or maybe go watch somebody else's video. And not the designers, which is like knot and thread, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll be going in to, you know, start. I'm going to go get my sister. She wants a pink bag. I might have a pink zipper. Yeah, I got pink stuff up there. I don't have to buy her a zipper. I was thinking I need to go buy a pink zipper for her. But I'm looking at pink. It's got other colors, but it'll be okay. She liked my colorful zipper, so she can get a colorful zipper too. But I'll look at it in a minute. Because I might need to, if I need to order her a zipper, I need to start ordering. So in a week or so, everything I need will be here. All I need is her fabric, but it takes me about 7 to 10 days to get my stuff from Hancock's of Paducah. And remember that today I just ordered. It's Saturday night. They closed on Sunday. So yeah, ain't no telling when I'm going to get that order. All right, now this is where I've got handles in here and I need to close this zipper up a little bit because I'm going around this zipper and I'm not putting near as many pins clips in here as I did the first time. And this section right here where the zipper is, it ain't playing, it's so thick. Okay, I'm gonna put 2 zippers on that. I mean 2 clips. All right. So you think this is a lot of clips. I had even more when I sewed it down the first time and it still moved. So I'm going to use pins on the curves. The next time I say the next time, you know, my daughter up here talking about a bag. She wants a bag, but she wants the smaller duffel. So that means I got to get a different pattern. So I can cut the right heights. And she ain't sent me any money. I said, girl, I'm not even dealing with you. When you send me some money, then you can tell me what you want. I want a pocket right here, and I want a pocket right there. And It's like, I ain't paying you any attention. She's something else. My daughter's something else. That's all I can say. I make quilts and don't see them. Now you want me to make you a bag. No. No. All right. I'm going to see how stitching this down goes. Pray for me. This is my first time doing this step. Hi, Ray. You finally made it home, huh? He was one of the birthday honorees. We have not met. People, my family was sick. Other people in the family, I didn't know other family members were also sick. So, yeah. So this is going to be interesting to see what it does to the front. But I ain't going to worry about it. We finna stitch and we going to see what it look like. That's what I'm doing this pattern for. To see if it matters. So you'll know when you do yours. Because you don't get this information from the designer. I'm just trying to make sure. I'm going to let you know if I recommend you do this by hand or if on the machine is okay. Because I should be pressing in a new seam on the outside. I should be sewing in, not pressing in, sewing in. But we're going to see. We'll do this one side. And you got to work it, work it, work it, work it. Hold on, I get my hand in here sometimes. Trying to flatten some of this stuff out. Now we can go. Turn. I'm on a curve, y'all. That's when it gets interesting. Turn. 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 And this is the last step too. This is all I have to do other than put my strap into the D-rings. So if this is my last step and it's the slowest, I don't really care. It's okay because I've done all the other stuff. Now we're on the straight part, but we about to go over this zipper. Yep. One stitch at a time over there. All right, we about 5 stitches from the zipper. All right. Press this down. 1 stitch, 1 stitch, 1 stitch, 1 stitch. Take this clip off. The second clip. About to go over these teeth now. Whoa, it went down in there. Woo, Lord Jesus help me. It went right down the middle of the teeth. Oh my goodness, but it didn't break. And it didn't break the needle or the thread, so that was good. You just got to treat your machine right. It'll treat you right. All right. Woo! I'm just trying to move bulk, but I don't want to turn yet. Okay, we're on the corner. Turn. 1, 2. Turn. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Turn. All right. Turn. Okay. Lots of clips. Okay. Look like we still got 2 more corners to go around. All right, so we need to adjust for bulkness coming up to this corner. So I need to get this corner down as flat as I can. Turn it back. Okay. I guess you can use a stiletto right here. I don't need to. I have on my D foot, and my D foot is not an open toe, so I can see in it, but it's not super wide to have stuff flipping all over the place. So I do most of my sewing with the D foot until it gets to the zipper. 97D. That's what I meant. If you got a Bernina. Oh my goodness. See, I want y'all to see how you have to manipulate this bag and all of this stuff, because they don't show you that, okay? Matter of fact, I watched her sewing thing, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna follow the pattern. The pattern is really good, written very well. You just, like, sometimes, I don't know about other designers, but I write a pattern sometimes where I don't put all of my tips into the pattern, because then I come teach a workshop at your guild. I'm not just teaching you what's in my pattern. I'm also teaching you some additional tips and things to do in the bag. So that's what I felt like. You had some tips, but you didn't have all the tips. So I watched the video. She probably said a couple of things that are not in the pattern, but she just didn't demonstrate a lot of the stuff that's actually in the pattern. I felt like it would have been easier to demonstrate. And then for the strap, where she's telling you how to put the strap together, she refers you to another video that she's made doing the strap. Well, I've already done that before, so I didn't have to worry about that part. I just made my strap. So I've made an adjustable strap before. So I didn't have to do all of that. Well, in the corner, don't want to turn too much though. I gotta take that clip out though. All right, we want this flat down here. As flat as we can get it, girl. Lift and turn. 2 or 3 stitches, you want to just be lifting and turning when you're on those corners. And then sometimes I'll use my knee lift to lift it up. This is where having a knee lift is nice too. For those that don't believe in them, the third hand is awesome right here. And that part that I didn't hand sew, now that this is all sewed up, it's not even noticeable. So I don't even have to sew it at all. I would have wasted time. All right. Girl, look at you. All right, so now I had to close this side because I was sewing over that zipper, but now I want to go in here and look at this whole side. Yeah, it's beautiful, guys. It's beautiful. And then I had a pin in my D-ring because she didn't have us stitch this down. And I do like that it can move out of the way, but while I was stitching my bag, I didn't want this to move. So I put a pin across here to hold this D-ring out of the seam so I can get rid of that on that side. Guess what we got to do, y'all? The other side. Yeah. But I'm almost done. What time is it? 9:41. We did a lot. Well, I was going to say y'all, but I did a lot of talking. All right. So we're going to clip this side. Hopefully we can get this on here. You all have, that was another reason I left the bag right side out, just in case I didn't finish it on the live, then you all could still see it. So you have to get in here and get those edges pulled over. I find I didn't have to clip if I did that. If you pull them corners over right, you don't have to do any clipping. And then when I'm stitching this, you're basically stitching a new seam. But I want to make sure everything's caught before I go stitching a second seam and then open it up and none of it's caught. Now you, as they say, in deep kimchi, as my friend used to say she went to Korea. She was in the service. Deep kimchi. Whatever that means. I'm going to try not to use as many clips, and this one I might need to trim just a little bit. It's just a hair off. And it's just this little extra foam. Okay. Now take that, pull it up and over. And I put like 3 clips in these corners though. I know I just hit the mic, so I'm sorry about that. This is where I could use a third hand. Especially when you have something that's stressing your hands out. I don't know what it is. It's not carpal tunnel. But pull this zipper back down. I've got my pin in here. And this is where we have to sew 1 stitch at a time. All right, so let's get this corner down. Decided to go back and get this corner. All right, so now we can just put some clips. Ugh. And right here is a pin, a clip. I'm getting clips and pins all mixed up. This one's fat too. I'm gonna trim it just a little bit. So I had to trim 2. I didn't trim any on the other side. This side must have really been jacked up. See if that's enough. I don't know. Yep, it's enough. Put 3 on the corners to hold it down. Since I'm sewing and I can see this seam, because I'm just closing off all the raw edges, I don't have to worry about the, you know, using clips over pins here. It's when you're sewing the binding onto the, and the pocket, the binding with the pocket onto the bag. That's where I would use pins. Do not use clips because it will slip. And maybe 1 more right here just to hold it all. All right, so I saved myself about 8 clips. Okay, whew, here we go. It's 9:46. I got some little raw edges, little strings coming off from the fraying fabrics. And I'm gonna try to cut that out before I start stitching. Instead of pushing it underneath, since it's a lot of it. All right, here we go. Doo-doo-doo-doo, charge. Back stitch. Okay, first clip out and hold. We're on the straight part. looking good. Okay, don't get smart with, oh, that's the clip. I'm talking to Bernie, telling her don't get smart with me. It's the clip hitting the metal. Bernie like, I didn't do anything. See, when I get to this corner, I'm trying to smooth out the thickness. So sometimes I have to go inside the bag to smooth this corner out. And it's turning under here with my needle down, but then I just turn it right on back when I get it flat right there. Pull my hand out, and now I can stitch. And again, you can use a stiletto if you need it. I didn't even pin this side, clip this side. I missed the side. So maybe I didn't use less clips. I would have probably needed another 3 or 4 clips. But it's on the straight part. And then I didn't do 3 on the corner like I normally do. So I'm gonna put the 3 in the corner, but I don't care about the straight. Okay. Maybe I do. Okay, let's put these clips on here before I can't get to them because I'm too close. And now I got Paige over here snoring. I have no privacy anymore. I have no alone time. Okay, so I just raised it because I needed to put my binding under the presser foot. So I'm also doing a combination of knee lifts, turning, flattening. And I guess I can let you all see one of these, so it doesn't matter. Before I turn it right side out. But you can indeed do this on the machine, so that's nice. Okay, we're back to another corner, so I gotta go in here, open this out, get it as flat as I can in this area, or the next area I'm gonna be stitching. Turn it back because it's gonna turn, and then continue stitching. Whoops. This clip's coming off on its own. It's like, girl, I'm close enough. Now I do have a little frayed threads right here that I can't do anything about. I'm gonna have to clip them afterwards. I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay. All right. And then it's when people ask us, how much you charge for that bag? It's like, the struggle is real. It's like, it is not. For someone that can't take the pain. I'm gonna get my clips up so that they don't go under my table. Okay. Coming back into another corner. I think I have one more after this corner, I think. I'm hoping. Hoping I'm counting right. I'm hoping this corner number 3. Okay, one more this way. Now we turn and we do some adjusting of the corner fabric. Okay. Turn, lift, and let it down. Lift and turn. Oh, we haven't even been over the zipper yet. Oh, Lord Jesus, here it comes. All right, it's on the straight, so let's get it straightened up a little bit. And we got one more corner after that. So that's good. I'm counting correct this time. I can count to 4. Okay, I want to close this up a little bit more, just so I got a place to lay my hand. All right, I'm gonna take this one that's over the zipper off, and then I'm gonna use my hand to push it up, and because it's already thick enough, I don't need the clip being a problem. Okay, now we finna go over the zipper. It's not so bad, just one stitch at a time, but then it gets to that middle. Here we go, this stitch right here. All right, not bad, not bad. The other one just went right down the center of the zipper. This one didn't, thank goodness. All right. I need to order like some sharper needles. Like I've got 14 needles that I normally just make my bags with, or 6 or jeans needles. I'm thinking I might need a top stitch needle that's made for this type of stuff. But I need to see what's recommended by Bernina, because I don't want to. And my Juki. I think the Juki I'm okay, because I got different size needles for my Juki and my brother. I have both of those, you know. And I do like them for bag making. I just don't want to go get them out because they're not in here. They're actually down in the basement on the shelf, ready for retreat. We're almost finished. So you just need to sew slow. Back it up. You gotta back it up. Whoops, lost some of my clips there. Went flying forward. I'm sure I got about 10 clips on the floor in this whole ordeal. I quilted this material Thursday, and I started the bag Friday. And so this is the only sewing session that I've done on it today. I had everything done yesterday except for the this part here. I had stitched it, and then I flipped it, and then I saw that I was going to have some problems, and I said, you know what, I'm going to save that for my live and do that on the live. So I'm just opening this bag back up. Now, I'm thinking, since I've just sewed this binding down, it should stand up a little better, but let's see. I'm hoping, because now that the ends are finished, it wasn't finished, I wanted to take this pin out so I didn't get stuck. I'm hoping that with the ends bound that it'll stand up a little bit more. Although, again, the other bag has double everything, okay? So, you can't expect the same behavior from one layer. And that double everything caused me to have to do some hand sewing at the end that almost killed my hand too. So that I got to do again apparently. But it was worth the end result. Now you see how that stood up much more now with the binding finished? Yeah, that makes a big difference. Let's get this end out. Much better. So, I don't even know if I have any more of this material left. I took this out of my personal stash because sometimes I get fabric. This is the shinier stuff, and I'm using it because I want people to see what you can do with it if you don't want to put the shiny stuff in your quilt. So, and then the only label I put on here was my Teaquilts here. I didn't put any other labels. You could put other labels under here. You can put like handmade with love or whatever you want to put. And then I've got my straps here as well. Let's do that. I'm gonna put it, yeah, I'm gonna put it this side. You can always take it off. They swivel too, so you don't even have to worry about, do I have the hook on the front or the back? It doesn't matter because it swivels all the way around. You just got to make sure you don't twist it when you put it on. But the hook itself doesn't matter. It's a swivel hook. Just beautiful. So you can do the carrying strap. It's adjustable, so you can put it any height. I have to stand up and do all of that, and I ain't going nowhere. So it's not important for me to handle that part right now. So this part's done. The two handles all have webbing in those. The tabs for the D-ring has webbing and two side pockets, no inside pockets whatsoever. And again, I just made it with one piece of fabric. You could do it with patchwork, of course, but I'm emphasizing African fabric. That's what I'm going to be selling. So that's, you know, the reason why I'm trying to make some stuff with the fabric so people can see what to do with it. And I still need to pop some corners out. And I will be like stuffing these bags with stuff. It could be fabric or whatever it takes to stuff. So I see that it's 10. I made it just in time. And yeah, I'm really happy with that. And then I will put something in it to make it so that it stays on the table, a brick, whatever it takes, so that it's, you know, it sits there and won't fall over if a breeze come through. Put something in there, some books or something. So yeah. Yeah, the binding did help it stand up on the sides because it wasn't standing up on its own on the side. And I kind of figured once the binding was on that it was going to give it some rigidity there. So I like that. Thank you, everybody. Says the bag, beautiful bag, awesome, awesome. And it came out beautifully. So thank you. Jason says you need some edge control for that bag. What are you talking about? This bag, it's like a bag you would take to the gym, or if you say you are a traveling makeup person, you might need a bag you can put like all of your big containers of your makeup things in, maybe a little stand that when you get there you can set your stuff up on. That's what this bag is for. So the inside pockets doesn't really matter, and then I feel like the outside pockets are for your personal items like your phone, your wallet, your keys. So when you go in, you've got everything in this bag, and it's a really good size too. I really like it. But yeah, it looks really nice now that the sides are done. I'm sad my family didn't see that part, but my brother did. He didn't see the other bag. He didn't see none of the bags that I pulled out because he wasn't there. He showed up late. So everybody else wanted to see it. By the time they got there, the Poppins bag was sold. I'm like, oh my God, I got to figure out how to unsell my bag. But yeah. So let's see. Well, good night. Oh, hi, Phyllis G came in. Hey, Phyllis. I didn't see you before. Oh, I probably was still sewing when Jason said that bag probably needs some edge control. You're right. But you got to wrestle with this stuff when you're using foam. Don't think, okay, I'm going to go just make a bag with foam and it's going to be okay. No, you're going to have to wrestle with that foam, especially if you're like boxing corners where you're making it more 3D instead of 2D. You're actually making like a cube of something. So yeah, it's a big difference. Thank you, Remo. So, well, that's going to be it. I will see the Scrap Quilting Club via Zoom tomorrow at 3. Hopefully I'm back home. I got a meeting at 12. I got to go across town for it. But I hope to be back by 3. I hope that I don't decide, okay, let's go do a couple shop or two. So hopefully I'll be back at 3 p.m. And I will see you all then. You all stay blessed. Be safe, everyone, and quilt out. Bye.